Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Golden Butterfly Film Studio channel. I just finished watching No Hard Feelings, and it is one of the funniest movies that I've seen in a very long time. It stars Jennifer Lawrence, and it is a comedy, of course. And it's directed by Gene Stupinski from a screenplay that he co-wrote with John Phillips. And so Jennifer, she went on Hot Ones and she said that the idea came from a Craigslist ad, actually, where parents listed that their, socially awkward teenager, they were trying to find him a date. So basically, this movie is about a down on her luck young woman who answers an ad from the parents of an introverted 19-year-old played by Andrew Barth Fieldman to get him out of his shell before going to Princeton. So her name is Maddie. She's 32 years old and she's working as an Uber driver and a bartender in Montauk, New York. She's facing bankruptcy after her car is repossessed, trying to pay property taxes on a home she inherited from her mom. And the only reason why I laughed at that is because if you guys have seen the trailer where her car is being repossessed by an ex-boyfriend, she's trying to butter him up in order to save her car. But, he finds out that she's lying, basically. It's really funny. Like, this movie is funny from beginning to end. So, of course, she's trying to avoid losing her home because of the property taxes have gone up due to, inflation and rich people moving into Montauk. So she accepts an unusual Craigslist ad from her new employers who are helicopter parents. And they're asking her to basically date their 19-year-old and get him out of his shell before he goes to Princeton. And they're going to give her a Buick Regal in exchange for, her time dating their son, whose name is Percy. Now, Percy, he has no experiences with girls or drinking or parties or any of that stuff. And so his parents, hope to boost his confidence before he goes off to Princeton in the fall. And I found it really funny and ironic that Matthew Broderick, who played, Ferris Bueller in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, is one of the helicopter parents because that's a callback to the 80s, which this reminds me of an 80s type of coming of age movie like Ferris Bueller, like Animal House, like so many of those, young movies that have. That's my dog, Amor, saying hi. So Maddie attempts to, meet up, quote unquote, bump into Percy at an animal shelter where he volunteers at. And after, offering him a ride home, he thinks that she's trying to kidnap him. And so just hilarity ensues, right? I don't like to give spoilers. I won't give any spoilers away on this channel, but it's just funny, right? So every single date that they have is just, it gets funnier and funnier. And they find out more about each other. And of course, like the backstory and the character arc builds, which I love. I also really enjoyed the supporting actors and actresses. I think that they did a really good job of, helping convey the story to the audience. So there, in regards to, their backstory, we find out pretty much some hidden talents from Percy. We find out what's really going on underneath Maddie and why she's having such financial trouble. And I really enjoyed, not only the premise, but the storyline that lets us see, obstacles that each of that our main characters had to overcome. I think that it was brilliant writing. I really enjoyed the humor. We learn a little bit about the parents as well from, both Percy and Maddie. And and the ending was really, really good, by the way, just to put a note on that. Some movies, they kind of build you up to let you down. But I really enjoyed the ending. I felt like it was just like a cute bow on a hilarious 2-hour film. So I really enjoyed it. Or it was 103 minutes, so it wasn't exactly 2 hours. But you guys have to let me know if you've seen it or if you enjoy, like coming of age type of movies. It definitely calls back a lot of 80s nostalgia, right? Like the Buick, they're like, it was built for tough and it's American made, and it's it's very nostalgic in that way. I feel like a lot of people, just from the pandemic and inflation, there's a lot of people that crave nostalgia, and I feel like this movie really provides that escapism or that callback to nostalgia that a lot of people are missing. So, with that being said, yeah, you guys let me know. I think that Jennifer Lawrence, she has played so many dramatic roles in, Hunger Games and Silver Linings Playbook and Don't Look Up, that this was kind of a break from such serious, dramatic roles that she's had. She said that she has recognized a pattern in her career where a lot of the roles that she's taken on comes from being a parentified child who's given way too much responsibility as as early on. And so she said this was a nice break from even her own upbringing, right? It was humorous. It was so funny. You guys have to go see it. You have to see it. But it is there are some explicit scenes. So I wouldn't suggest you watch it with children, but it was really funny to go out, with your adult friends and just kind of have a laugh at the whole coming of age genre, because it's awkward. You're trying to make friends, you're trying to find out who you are as a person, and you're, trying to overcome all the obstacles that life gives you. And yes, of course, having money helps, but it doesn't shield you from everything, as we find out, with Percy and his parents and the character arcs, as we learn in this movie. But I really did. I thought it was a really good, funny. I thought that really good movie. I thought that the writers did a really good job. The jokes landed, and the ending was so sweet. So with that being said, you guys, please let me know in the comments your thoughts on this movie. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And I will talk with you later. Take care. Bye.